Hello everyone, Ekabosoretomi. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to show you how to make this kimono, oversized kimono. It's very easy to make. It has pockets and the sleeves are quite big, and that's just how I like my kimono. You can make it more fitted, depends. For your measurements, you're going to need to measure from the nape of your neck, that's from that back of your neck, all the way to where you want your sleeve to be. I think mine was 27 or 28 inches, something thereabouts. And then hip measurements, I've just made mine nice and loose, and that was 46 inches. And you're going to need the length of your kimono, and that's how much fabric that's how you're going to determine how much fabric you need. So the length of my kimono is 48 inches, and I'm going to add about 2 inches for sewing allowance, and so I'm cutting 50 inches fabric times 2. So my fabric, it measures 100 inches, so I'm folding that in half. So one side is 50 inches, the other side is 50 inches, and then fold it again like so. I hope that makes sense. So you're folding it into 4. Yeah, can you see what I'm doing there? And then that's the length. So I'm going to find a quarter of my hip measurement. If you don't have your calculator, just fold your tape measure like this, and that will show you. So the quarter of my hip measurements is 46 inches. Oh no, quarter of my hip measurement is 11.5, because my hip measurement is 46 divided by 4 is 11.5, and I'm going to add extra 2 inches or 2.5 inches, and that's 14. Yeah, so I've added extra 2.5 inches, and that's 14. So I'm just marking 14 all the way down like so. 14 inches. You can make it bigger, it's up to you, but I'm using my hip measurement plus 2.5 inches. So quarter of my hip measurement plus 2.5 inches. So remember, the fabric is folded into 4, so we're cutting the front and the back fabric at the same time. The folded side, it was facing me, is closer to me. And then we're going to find our sleeve measurement. Normally my sleeve width is 9 inches, but because I want it oversized, I'm using 13 inches. So I'm marking 13 inches across, and then from that corner I'm going to mark 1 inch and then just curve, because that'll be the armhole area and you don't want it too sharp. So I'm just going to do a little curve there. Not much, it's so straightforward, to be honest. Now I'm going to determine my neck depth for the back is 1 inch, and then neck width is 4 inches. If you're on a slimmer side, if you're slim babe, then you could do 3.5 or 3 inches. Okay, so that's my back neckline. You can make the neck depth, you can even make it 1.5, is up to you, but I'm doing 1 inch. And then for the front neck depth, I'm marking 7 inches, and I'm just going to turn that into a V neck. Okay, and then I'm going to mark 1 inch from that folded part. That will be the front, because we're going to cut it open for the front. Marking 1 inch all the way down. Okay, I'm just going to join that all together and draw a straight line. That's 1 inch. So I'm just going to cut out my fabric. I've just added just a tiny bit. I'm not cutting right on the line. Cut the back neckline, and then I'm just going to determine where my pockets will go. So I've marked 16 inches from the shoulder, no, 16.5 inches, and then the pocket width is 8 inches, and I'm just going to notch that, and that will be where my pockets will go. Now I'm separating the back fabric from the front fabric so I can cut out the front opening and the front neckline. This is very straightforward. We have your kimono there. So what I'm going to do now is cut out the pockets. You need 10 by 9-inch fabric, and you're going to need 4 of those. 10 by 9 inches. The width for the pocket is 8 inches, and the length for the pocket is 10 inches. But I'm using a 10 by 9 fabric, and the reason why I'm using 10 by 9 fabric, you'll see why, because when you trim the sides, it's just to make sure you have enough. So that's 10 inches for the length of the pocket. I'm just placing my hand to see if it's big enough. This is more like a freestyle. I'm just going to curve. That's the bottom of the pocket. Just going to do a little curve there, like a U shape basically. And I'm just trying to make sure I have 8 inches width. Now to determine, because I want my the sleeve of my, I want a long sleeve. If you don't want a long sleeve, you don't need to add this extra fabric. But because I want a long sleeve, and my sleeve length was 27 inches, and the kimono was 22, so I added extra 5-inch for the fabric, and then extra 2-inch, so I cut about 7-inch length fabric by however wide your sleeve is. I hope that makes sense. It's just I'm just going to attach that to my sleeve, and then now I'm cutting out 60-inch by 6 fabric for the front opening, and you're going to see what I'm doing in a minute. It's not I don't think it's making, is it making sense? So I'm cutting out 2 of those. So I've measured the front opening all the way around, and mine was about 120 inches, and then I've cut out 2 60 inches fabric and joining it together. So I have 120 by 6 inches fabric. I'm just attaching the pockets to where we made the notches earlier, and that's the extra fabric for the sleeves. You see, I'm just joining. So whatever you have there, just however long you want your sleeve to be, just add extra fabric if your kimono sleeve is not long enough. And then that's the front. For the front open, I've joined it, ironed it flat, and I'm folded in half, and I'll be joining that to the front area. Can you see? Join the middle first. Make sure you only join one side first, right side facing each other. But first we're going to uh, put our kimono together. So what I'm doing is I'm going to sew on the right side first. So wrong sides facing each other, because I don't have an overlocker or serger to give that clean finish. What I do is I sew my fabric wrong sides facing each other first, sew it round. I leave the pocket area for now. Can you see I'm sewing on the right side? I trim any excess fabric, notch that curve area by the armhole. So is you're able to move it around a bit more. And then now I'm going to turn it to the wrong side and then sew it properly as you will sew your. Now it's on the wrong side and I'm going to sew round, can you see? And then by the time you're done with that, you don't have the fraying ends showing. I hope that makes sense. If you're not new to my channel, then I think you would have come across me doing this many times. Funny enough, I have an overlocker. I've had it for years, but I've only used it like a couple of times and I don't understand it. So I've just left it. So I'm just joining my fabric to the front area. I'm starting from the back neckline, the midpoint, and I'm just joining. Make sure you only join in one side of the fabric first, right sides facing each other. So we're not joining both at the same. It's just one side of the flap. I hope that makes sense. I hope you can see what I'm doing. The camera seems like a bit, I don't know if it's me, but it looks like it's a bit too far from the. I'm still trying to figure out how to place my camera so you can see properly, because there's some sewing that because it's long, like I don't know, you can't really see it properly. I don't know, I'm sorry. I hope you can see anyway. But yeah, I'm just joining the front. So the extra fabric that we cut out earlier, I was just joining it to the front. And once you sew that, we're going to fold in the edges. You'll see in a minute. We're nearly done. We're just joining everything. I'm taking my time with this pinning. This is the longest part. But that's sewing. Sometimes you need to be patient. I'm just joining all one side. Can you see? I'm only joining one side of the flap. Is it a flap? The extra fabric that goes that goes at the front. Okay. So as you can see, I've joined my fabric and I've ironed. Make sure you iron it so it looks nice and neat and it sort of stays in place when you're sewing. So you can see I folded like quarter of an inch in, and then just fold. Sorry, I was talking to my daughter there. She just came back from school. So yeah, I've joined there. Yeah, and make sure you iron it so it can stay nice and flat and in place. And fold quarter of an inch at the end there, iron it down, and then fold it over to cover all that raw edge. And yeah, you're pretty much done trimming off all the excess. That's it really. Hemming the sleeve and the bottom of the kimono. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope to see you in my next video. Ta-ra!